Okay, density 4 worksheet. I am going to start off with the density formula triangle. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. A piece of tin has a mass of 16.52 grams and a volume of 2.26 cubic centimeters. The density what is the density of the tin? Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Our mass is 16.25 divided by our volume of 2.26. When we divide that out, we get 7.3, and our label on that is going to be grams per cubic centimeters. I should probably do labels. Mass is always going to be in grams. Volume is going to be in cubic centimeters or milliliters, and density will be in grams per cubic centimeter or grams per milliliter. Number 2, a man has a 50 cubic centimeter bottle completely filled with 163 grams of green slime. What is the density? Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Our mass is 163 divided by 50, and that should give us 3.26 grams per cubic centimeter. A sealed 2,500 cubic centimeter flask is filled to capacity with 0.36 grams of a substance. Determine the density of the substance. Guess if the substance is a gas, liquid, or a solid. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Our mass was 0.36 divided by our volume of 2,500. And when we divide that out, we get 0.00014 grams per cubic centimeter. And if it has a density that low, it is a gas. Different kinds of wood have different densities. The density of oak is generally 0.7 grams per cubic centimeters. If a 35 cubic centimeter piece of wood has a mass of 2.5 grams, is the wood likely oak? Well, we need to figure out the density of that oak. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Our mass is 25 divided by our volume, which is 35. You divide that out. I got 0.71 grams per cubic centimeters. And I'm going to say yes, that is oak. That is pretty much the same thing. The density of pine is generally 0.5 cubic centimeters. The mass, what is the mass? We're looking for mass of an 800 cubic centimeter piece of pine. So if we're looking for mass, mass is equal to density times volume. Our density is 0.5 times our volume, which is 800. And when we divide that out, we should get 400. Just double checking. I have the math done ahead of time. And it is mass, so that should be labeled in grams. Number 6, what is the volume? So we're looking for volume of a 325 gram metal with a density of 9. If we cover up volume, volume is equal to mass divided by density. Our mass was 325 divided by our density, which was 9. And we should get an answer like 36.1. And we're looking for a volume, so our volume will be labeled in cubic centimeters. So that's number 6. Number 7. I'm just going to rewrite my formula triangle. I like having it. Density, mass, volume. Should have made that bigger. Going to make that bigger. Density, mass, volume. A diamond has a density of 3.5. How big is the diamond if it has a mass of 0.1? How big? So we are looking for a volume. Volume is equal to mass divided by density. Our mass is 0.1 divided by our density, which is 3.5. We divide that out. We get an answer like 0.03. or if you have a good math number, 0.03. And seeing it's a volume, our volume is going to be in cubic centimeters. What is the mass of water in grams will fill a tank 100 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 30 centimeters? And they're all in centimeters, so we can multiply that out, length times width times height, or 100 times 50 times 30. And if we multiply that out, 3 times 5 is 15 times 1 is 15. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And we are looking for mass. Mass is equal to density times volume. Mass is equal to density times volume. And you need to know that the density of water is 1. So 1 times 150,000 equals 150,000. Just double checking myself, and if we're looking for mass, that's going to be labeled in grams. A graduated cylinder is filled with water to 40 milliliters. A piece of copper is lowered into the cylinder. The water level rises to 43. So we start off with a graduated cylinder at 40, and we drop it in, and it goes up to 63.4. So that in there is your volume. So if we subtract that, 23.4 is going to be our volume. We need to find the mass. Mass is equal to density times volume. Density is 8.9 times our volume of 23.4. And if we multiply that out, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. 208.3, and that is in mass, so that will be in grams. A rubber stopper has a mass of 4.27 grams and a volume of 1.31 milliliters. What is the density? Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Our mass was 4.27 divided by our volume, which was 1.31. And when we divide that out, we get an answer like 3.3. And these have all, I've been rounding to the tenths place on most of them. On a quiz or a test, I will let you know what it is I'm looking for. And the label on that is going to be grams per milliliters. And I'm calling it grams per milliliters just because that volume is in milliliters. A metal cylinder is placed in a graduated cylinder which is filled with water to the 70 milliliter mark. The water level rises to the 78. So we're at 70 and it goes up to 78. So that's going to, the difference between them is going to be our volume. So our volume is 8 milliliters. So what is the volume? Is going to be 8 milliliters. The cylinder has a density of 3.21. What is the mass? Mass is equal to density times volume. Our density is 3.21 times our volume, which was 8, and that should give us 25.7, and that is mass, so that will be labeled in grams. Number 12 stretches over 2 pages. I should have split that for you. So a rectangular fish tank is 60 centimeters by 200 millimeters by 20 meters deep. So we need to have them all in centimeters. So we need to convert millimeters to centimeters. So we're at milli and we're going to centi. So we need to go to the left one place. So that would give us 20. And if we're at meters and we need to get to centimeters, we need to go to the right 2 places. So that's where our new decimal point is. So we need to take 60 times 20 times 20000, and 6 times 2 is 12 times 2 is 24. And we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Just double checking my work here. That's a comma. So that is our volume, and that will be in cubic centimeters. What is the mass of the water? Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Mass is equal to density times volume. Mass is equal to density times volume. Our density is 1 times our volume of 2 fours, comma 0, 0, 0, comma 0, 0, 0 equals 2, 4, comma 0, 0, 0, comma 0, 0, 0. And that is going to be in grams. Number 5, which should have been 13, sorry. A gold cube is 150 millimeters long times 10 centimeters times 0.95 meters. We need to convert those into centimeters. So millimeters to centimeters, we need to move the decimal point one place that way. We're in centimeters and we're at meters, so we need to go to centimeters. So we need to move it 2 places to the right. So length times width times height gives us 150 times 10 times 95, which is going to give us a big number. And that is going to give us 14250. And that is going to be in cubic centimeters. And if we want to calculate mass, mass is equal to density times volume. Our density was 119.3 times 14,250. And if we multiply that out, we get 275,025. And that is in mass, so that will be labeled in grams. So 275,025 grams. Okay, have a great day.